finding and maintaining our connection with the divine is our life work. It is a life work which will take us many places. But the place that I'm almost certain we will find ourselves is in the wilderness, because that's where most likely we're going to find our connection. And the wilderness, of course, can be in the middle of a big city. We all kind of know that analogy. The loneliness of the big city, the wilderness of the big city. And that wilderness trek is really important to understand because it is very clearly modeled for us in the life of Yeshua, who, as the man Jesus, wandered in the wilderness until he found John, his cousin John. And there, John baptized him. And at that moment, the man Jesus became Yeshua. And he became Yeshua because the angel of Yahweh incarnated in the man Jesus. And the man Jesus became Yeshua, the embodiment of the angel Yahweh. It's a little complicated sometimes because it's not typically what we are taught. But in my mind, that's exactly what happened. There was an angel connection that opened up the doors to the man Jesus becoming Yeshua and connected so intently to the divine. And that's the work we have to do. We have to figure out how we can make ourselves available to our angel so that that manifestation can occur where we are the embodiment of an angel, the manifestation of our angel. And it's by submission and willingness and yearning and longing. And that's our connection with the divine as it begins in its most basic, incipient stage. But it doesn't stop there, because there are many, many structures and opportunities for our manifestation to increase, for our calling to increase, and for our obedience to our calling to become large. And that is really the subject of today's meditation and contemplation. To begin to meditate on our angel, to allow that opportunity for us to have a full manifestation of our angel. And that's a glorious thing, something I want to spend a lot of time with, and I have through most of my life since I was a young man. And that is where we must go to establish the structures in our life that is necessary for completion of our calling here on earth. How do we do that? Well, it's something that is a mystical moment. It's not something we can organize on our own. It's not something we can call forth. It's about our longing and our yearning to be in that connection as intensely as possible. So I want to reiterate that the moment the man Jesus became Yeshua was the moment the angel Yahweh manifested and incarnated in the life and body of Jesus. And that act, that moment where all the verses come together, is a glorious moment of the manifestation of an angel in a human being. And that is the job we have. That is the task we have. That is the joy we have. And there's no other way around that. I mean, I've gone to church a lot. And, you know, it's more about some stuff of faith and attendance and tithing and, you know, adhering to the sort of organizational structure of the church. But unfortunately, it is a remnant of the imperial church. And I don't think there's much life and light in that. I mean, it can be found, but I don't know. I don't know what to do. I think it's a wilderness thing. It's coming in from the wilderness. And it's being baptized. And it's feeling the presence of the divine in our life in a way that we can't really quite explain. I can't explain it, but I certainly know it's happened to me. And it's a joyful thing. And in this holiday season, it's important to remember exactly what that event was and what it is for us. So it happened to me. I've spoken about it many times. And it's the subject of my meditation. It is my meditation on my angel. And how can I enhance that connection? How can I make it more real, more alive, more manifest each and every day? What is my calling? How will I be obedient? And that's the thing that I find so magical. It's compelling and endearing and filled with a lot of things that are strange stuff. There's shadow and darkness. There's fear and trembling, uncertainty, and that's the product of our being here in this earth, in time and space. And this is the place where we must do this work to manifest, and in that manifestation, transform time and space. So we are transforming it in that we are not being obedient to it. It will always stay the same. It is not going to change. But we can change in the context of it. We can become different. We are no longer in the same way subject to the laws of time and space. Because as we know, we've all been told, time has an end. There's something there to be understood about existing in time and space and understanding that our life, our entity, the entity that is us, lives beyond time. And I expect space, as we occupy a different kind of space in an eternal world. It makes more sense that way, that we are here to work out our understanding of good and evil. And the only way to be able to do that is to have a connection. Otherwise, we are just left with only what our personality can understand. So I want to talk about an idea of the phenomenal personality. So I've often said that it's important to lay down our personality, to set it aside, and to not pay it all that much mind. There's a little pun there. But what then does take place? What is the expectation of what will become of our personality if we sort of set it down? Setting it down does not mean abusing our personality. I don't mean to kick our personality to the ground. What I'm saying is that there is a part of our personality that needs to be completed. And it needs to move from the personality that exists in ordinary space and time to an eternal understanding of personality, which is the phenomenal personality, which exists in the divine hierarchy and is all of who we are. So it is, we are a divine being with a phenomenal personality. That is pretty amazing to meditate on. And that's the subject of today's meditation. Our connection with the divine, as we are an angel looking to find our way. And also our humanity needs to also become, in that same way, connected to the divine through our phenomenal personality, the phenomenal world. Very interesting stuff. So join me in this meditation. I know it's a little broad and specifically it's not that well directed, but I think there's enough in what I'm saying for you to begin a meditation into what could be the phenomenal personality And where would you find this in your meditation and contemplation? Amen.